The ancient texts of India were written and preserved on delicate palm leaves. These palm leaf manuscripts can last for hundreds of years if they are cared for and maintained properly. India is on the brink of a severe catastrophe as millions of these manuscripts begin to deteriorate. Some scholars in India are making a great effort to preserve these texts, but the possibility looms that the world could lose an enormous amount of classical literature and yoga knowledge if these ancient manuscripts are allowed to turn to dust.
So this is where the insects have eaten.
Yes.
Every year, these Oriental Research Institute people go around to rural areas and try to collect manuscripts. And now the rough estimate is, in the public, in the private hands, there could be more than 10 million manuscripts. The tragedy is, every year certain amount of manuscripts are becoming powder, and we have no choice but to throw it out. So that is the tragic situation today. But we don't know how to solve it.
There are desperate efforts underway to preserve these manuscripts, and all available forms of technology are being used to deal with this grave situation. Professor Lakshmi Tadachar is the head of the Samskriti Foundation, and he is actively engaged in the preservation of ancient manuscripts.
Incidentally, I want to mention something about Samskriti Foundation, which is trying to do this type of work. It is collecting enormous amount of information available all over the world with regard to manuscripts on yoga, and also texts which are printed on yoga, how they could be made use of. First, somebody has to decipher it. Deciphering is a big problem because they are written in different scripts. To transcribe and edit that particular manuscript, it will take 2 years. 1 million manuscripts on yoga are available in India, let us see. How many man-years it will take to edit this, transcribe this? Probably at the end of Kali Yuga, I will be able to do this, I suppose.
So this is a digital repository of manuscripts and books on yoga. And we also have facility to actually deal with what we call the life cycle of manuscripts. So when you come across a palm leaf manuscript, immediately we digitize it to preserve it for posterity. After preserving, we actually decipher it. After deciphering, we edit it. After editing, we translate it and ultimately review it and publish it.
So separate programs are available, separate projects have been written, and what type of software programs are required, that also I have mentioned. Text-to-speech program is necessary. OCR program is necessary. What is OCR? Optical character recognition.
There has to be concrete, sustained efforts. Despite the red tapeism and so many other problems prevailing in the manuscript repositories of India, which are all under the control of the government, generally it is maintained in a very bad manner, generally, because the persons who are at the helm of affairs in those repositories, they don't know the value of those manuscripts.
So my only concern is how to preserve these manuscripts and give it to posterity. And probably there may be one person in America who may become a great yogi after 2 years, after 10 years or 15 years. Probably he may require this particular book. And India should not say, no, we don't have that book, we have lost it. It has become powder, we have thrown it to the rivers. So what we have to do is how to preserve it. It is the wealth of the whole world, not of India. Now yoga has become the property of the whole world, not of India. If that is the case, the vehicles, namely these manuscripts which carry so much of information about yoga, should they be destroyed? Should we not take care of them? If the whole world is interested in preserving the yogic tradition and also the textbooks that are available, the world should come forward to help people like us who can do some work, already who have done some work. Otherwise we can't do that. We are alone and nobody cares for us. That's what I'm telling.